Hey, my friend, Health Guru Mike here with a quick video on how to break caffeine addiction. Now, breaking caffeine addiction is definitely in your best interest, and I'll cover why that is just very quickly. But then in the meat of this video, in the second part, I'll cover some tips for how to make your withdrawal and recovery from caffeine addiction quicker and easier. I have steady, abundant energy from morning till night without caffeine or any drugs. I know how to do that, and I know that's natural for you as well. So I'm going to impart some of those insights so that you can make use of them. And later on in this video, I'm also going to go into some herbs that you can use, which, unlike coffee or sodas or caffeine that rob your body of energy, there are actually certain herbs that actually contribute to and build up your body's energy without addiction and give you a nice, steady, calm energy. So I'll go into that. Sorry about that. Be quiet. I'll go into that a little later on in this video. But first, as you may know, it's important to break caffeine addiction because when you ingest caffeine regularly, it actually weakens you. It robs your body of energy, rendering you more and more dependent upon caffeine to even just function. And that's the vicious cycle of caffeine. It renders you more and more weak and, causes your energy to go up and down along with your mood. And it also raises your blood pressure, raises your heart attack risk, dehydrates you, causes anxiety, insomnia, muscle tension, on and on. It's very harmful to your health and really ruins your quality of life as well as possibly your length of life. So it's worth breaking caffeine addiction. You can either do so cold turkey, as they say, by just stopping all of your caffeine intake, and that's it. You can do that. When you break your caffeine addiction, particularly if you do it suddenly like that, certain symptoms are common, like headache, constipation, fatigue. Your mood may not be the best for a little while. So if you do decide to break the caffeine intake suddenly and totally, then you may want to have some pain relievers on hand. Just make sure that whatever pain relievers you use do not contain caffeine, because some of them do contain caffeine as an ingredient. So read those ingredient labels. Also make sure that you hydrate yourself by drinking plenty of water. Make sure that you nourish yourself with good, nutritious food. And make sure you give yourself, if you take that sudden approach to breaking caffeine addiction, make sure that you give yourself some time at home where you can rest and take it easy, because you're probably not going to feel all that energetic, and it's a gradual recovery process. The other approach you can use is a more gradual tapering off, where you just reduce your caffeine intake, a bit every few days, maybe, once a week you drop your intake further. You can also, if you choose, replace more toxic forms of caffeine like coffee or sodas. You can replace those with green tea. Green tea does contain some caffeine, so ultimately you don't want to be ingesting that regularly either. But in the meantime, it's a healthful or more healthful substitute for those other forms of caffeine. And so you can taper off your caffeine intake. That's another way. That's generally easier to do. Now, here are the tips I have for making your recovery from caffeine addiction a little quicker and easier. So one thing is that when it comes to energy, people often misunderstand, and they don't recognize that they're chronically dehydrated, and therefore they're tired because their blood doesn't have the volume it needs to move smoothly and keep you energized. So make sure that you're drinking plenty of plain water throughout the day. If you're not doing that, you're going to be chronically dehydrated and therefore tired. Also make sure that you're eating, solid, balanced meals regularly throughout the day. Don't skip meals. Don't skip breakfast. You need, balanced meals that have some protein and fiber and fat and carbohydrate. And ideally also make sure that they're organic foods, because conventional foods here in the U.S. are very depleted of nutrients, as well as riddled with poisons, which further tire you and sicken you. So organic foods are ideal. Also, caffeine intake depletes your adrenal glands of vitamin C and B vitamins. So supplementing with vitamin C and the range of B vitamins, which are inexpensive, readily available supplements, supplementing with those can really help to nourish your body and your adrenal glands and help your recovery from caffeine addiction. And I also go into those specifics in more detail in some other ebooks and resources that I have available. So look for the link on this video or in the expandable description box underneath this video for more information on those more detailed practical resources. Then there's the herbs I mentioned that actually contribute to and build up your body's store of energy rather than depleting it like caffeine does. Those are called tonic herbs that actually contribute energy to the body. One you may have heard of is ginseng root, but there are many others used in traditional Chinese medicine to actually build up and nourish the body's energy rather than depleting it of energy like caffeine and coffee do. So you can get, even if you don't readily know of such sources, there actually are merchants that will, mail and deliver such tonic herbs to you, deliver them to your door, throughout the world. That's one of the things I use sometimes for optimal energy and health. It's important to get, top quality herbs, otherwise they really won't be of any benefit. They come in different forms, like capsules or liquids that you can add to a beverage, something like that. So again, look for the link on this video or in the expandable description box underneath this video for my other links to those resources and further information on how to break caffeine addiction and maximize your energy without drugs or caffeine. So I wish you the best with breaking your caffeine addiction. If this was helpful or insightful in some way, I welcome you to comment below or click the thumb up icon. You can also subscribe to this Health Guru Mike channel of mine on YouTube, and share this video with others as well by clicking the icon below to share this. So thanks for watching and best wishes with your health.